Hello students, today we'll start with a new chapter, the last chapter in your textbook, that is radioactivity. This is an easy chapter. There are no numericals also in this chapter. A few different type of sums are there, but they are not categorized as numericals. There are certain changes which happen in the nucleus. Those changes you have to represent. I'll explain you that in the end of the chapter. Before that, radioactivity. The starting few pages of this chapter is all revision, which we will do today, which we have already studied in chemistry. Here, see, before studying radioactivity, you should understand the atomic structure properly. Okay, you had the chapter atomic structure in 8th as well as 9th standard. So let's revise those concepts once again. First of all, what is the structure of an atom? Structure of an atom. You know that the central part of an atom is the nucleus. Inside the nucleus you have protons and neutrons, and around the nucleus we have certain orbits, stationary orbits, or also called as shells, and electrons which are negatively charged, they revolve in these shells. Okay, so this is the nucleus. Inside the nucleus we have protons which are positively charged, and we have neutrons which are neutral, and electrons which are negatively charged. Okay, this is the basic structure of an atom. These are the fixed path on which the electrons revolve. These are also called as shells. Now you also know the formula to find the maximum capacity of the shells. Bohr-Bury concept, 2n square. This formula is used to find the maximum number of electrons which a shell can have. Okay, so in the first shell you have maximum 2 electrons. In the second shell you may have maximum 8. In the third shell you may have maximum 18, and so on. Okay, and the shells are named as K, L, M, N, and so on. These are the names given to the shells. The first shell is named K, the second shell is L, and so on. Okay, now atom is very small in size, and these are subatomic particles. Protons, neutrons, and electrons are subatomic particles. Okay, now the size of an atom, if you want to know the size of an atom, it depends upon the number of shells the atom has. If it has more number of shells, the size of the atom is increasing. Okay, so if let's say this particular element has 2 shells, so the size of an atom is nothing but the radius of this circle, outermost circle. If I see the radius of this circle, this is the radius of the circle, will determine the size of the cell. Okay, now the electrons have negatively charged. If I say what is the mass of an electron, okay, so it is a negative, and it is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. The unit is coulomb. The unit of charge is coulomb. Okay, same is the charge of proton. Proton is also the same charge, only the minus sign will change into plus. Okay, then a mass of an electron. Mass of an electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. 10 raised to minus 31, it is very, very, very small. It is negligible. The mass is almost negligible. So that is why the mass is negligible, and that is why when you calculate the mass of an atom, denoted by A, you add proton plus neutron. You do not consider electrons, because electrons, the mass is very small. Okay, Now the mass of a proton is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. Now it is comparatively heavier than an electron. Now what is an atomic number? Atomic number is denoted by Z. An atomic number is equal to the number of electrons or the number of protons, denoted by Z. Now we say that atoms are electrically neutral. Atoms are electrically neutral. Why do we say that? Because the number of protons which are positively charged and the number of electrons which are negatively charged are equal. So there are equal positive charge, equal negative charge, and that is why the net charge is 0. Okay. Mass of a neutron. Mass of a neutron is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. Okay. And if you see, it is equal to the mass of the proton. So mass of the proton and mass of the neutron is same. Okay. So remember this atomic number denoted by Z. Mass number is denoted by A. Mass number is denoted by A. Okay. So I had given you the formula also for mass number. The formula is mass number denoted by A is protons plus neutrons. Number of protons plus neutrons. We do not count electrons. Although electrons are part of the atom, but we do not count them because the mass of electrons is very less. Okay. Now the formula is A is P plus N. Correct? Or this, instead of this proton, I can also write here, instead of, see, the number of protons is equal to the atomic number. So instead of P, I can write Z here. So I will write Z plus neutron, number of neutrons. So I can say, if I want to find the number of neutrons, the Z will go here. A minus Z is N. That means I can say the number of neutrons in an atom can be found by subtracting the mass number and the atomic number. A is the mass number and Z is the atomic number. So number of neutrons क्या होता है? A minus Z. Okay, number of neutrons is A minus Z. Now why is this important? First of all, we have to understand the representation of an atom. See, if I want to, let's say, I write the symbol of oxygen, that is O. We always write the mass number here and the atomic number here of any element. Okay, or you can also write, we also write the mass number here and atomic number here. So for oxygen, the mass number is 16 and the atomic number is 8 for oxygen. So this is how an atom of oxygen is represented. This is how we represent it. The symbol O, this is the mass number, and this is the atomic number, that is Z. Okay. These are the symbolic representation of an element. Now we can draw a model also of an atom. Like if I want to draw a hydrogen atom. Okay, hydrogen has mass 1 and atomic number is also 1. So if I draw the diagram of hydrogen, the model of hydrogen, there is one proton. Okay, the normal hydrogen does not have a neutron. Okay, it has one proton and it has one orbital shell, which has one shell and one electron here. So hydrogen, this is the atom of an hydrogen. This is the first shell, K shell. It has one proton and one electron. One proton, one electron, no neutrons. Okay. So this is, now hydrogen has 3 isotopes. I will explain you later what isotopes are. But this is the first one. This is the first type of hydrogen, which has one proton and one electron. Let's say if I want to draw a helium atom. A helium atom. How will I draw it? The atomic number of helium is 2. So the nucleus, the helium atom has 2 protons and it has 2 electrons. 1 electron and second electron. It has 2 electrons. And it also has 2 neutrons. Helium also has 2 neutrons. Okay. So what will be the mass number of helium? P plus N. P is 2. N is also 2, so mass is 4. That means, how do we represent helium? Helium, the symbol is He. The mass number is 4, so 4 will come here, and the atomic number is 2. Z is 2. This is how we make an helium atom. Okay, this was a hydrogen atom. So yes, you have studied all this before. You know what an atom is, what is nucleus, protons, neutrons, everything that is already known to you. Similarly, you can draw sodium also, magnesium also. Sodium is denoted by Na. It has atomic number 11 and atomic mass 23. This is the atomic number Z and this is the mass number A. So if someone asks me that what is the number of neutrons in sodium, so number of neutrons is A minus Z, that means 23 minus 11, that is 12. So number of neutrons is 12. Okay. Now, certain important information about atoms. See, you know that atom has valency. Okay, atoms have valency, and this valency of an atom is important for chemical change. It is important for the chemical change that happens in the atom. But here in this chapter, we are not going to study the chemical change of an atom that you have already studied in chemistry. In this chapter, the radioactivity, we are going to study about the nuclear change. Nuclear change which takes place in the atom. Okay, see, chemical change means the electrons which are revolving around. The electrons which are outside the nucleus, they play a role in chemical change. But in nuclear change, the particles which are inside the nucleus, they play a role here. Okay, the particles which are inside the nucleus, like the protons and neutrons, they play a role, and the changes in them will bring the nuclear change in a particular element. Okay, so you understand, valency means chemical change, and when there are particles inside the nucleus, that is protons and neutrons, if there is change in their number, then it is called as the nuclear change. Okay, now to bring a chemical change, you require less energy. Okay, comparatively less energy. Which is less energy means how much? Let's say few electron volts. EV you had studied in work power and energy, unit of energy, EV is electron volt. So few electron volt energy is required to bring a chemical change. Okay, but to bring a nuclear change, you require more energy, a large amount of energy. A large amount of energy is required to bring a nuclear change, and that is how much? It is 10 raised to 6 times more than chemical change. 10 raised to 6 times more. 10 raised to 6 means 1 mega. You understand what is mega? We had studied in measurements and units chapter in 9th standard. What is mega, giga, tera, milli, micro? Okay, so 1 mega is nothing but 10 raised to 6. 1 mega is 10 raised to 6. 1 mega means it is denoted by m. 1 mega is 10 raised to 6. So the large amount of energy which is required to bring a nuclear change is in mega electron volts. Okay, so the large amount of energy, it may be 5 mega electron volts, 9 mega electron volts, 100 mega electron volts, but it is counted in mega electron volts. Okay, which is higher than electron volt. It is 10 raised to 6 times more than the chemical energy, the energy required for chemical change. Okay. Now, what happens in nuclear change? See, in nuclear change, you have to understand that the atomic number and the mass number doesn't always change. In fact, I can say that reactants, you know what are reactants? Which combine with each other to form products. So in nuclear change, the total mass of these reactants, will always be equal to the total mass of products. This is called as principle of conservation of mass. Total mass of products means if you are adding 2 things and maybe you are getting 3 things in product, but the mass of the reactants which you are using will be equal to the total mass of the products. Okay, so that means that principle of conservation of mass will apply here also. Okay, in nuclear change. Now let us study what are isotopes. So you have already know what are isotopes. You have studied isotopes in 9th standard chemistry. Okay, but for the sake of revision, the atoms of same element, okay, there are certain atoms of same element which have same atomic number but they have different mass number. Atoms of some elements which have same atomic number but they have different mass number are called as isotopes. Okay. Now why is that so, that they have same atomic number but different mass number? Is because they have different number of neutrons. They have different number of neutrons. That is the reason that isotopes exist. So you have to know that isotopes exist because there is a difference in number of neutrons. Okay. Now what are the example? For example, let's say hydrogen. Hydrogen has 3 isotopes. Okay. It is protium, deuterium, and the last one, you should always know these 3, tritium. Just a second. Yes, now it's visible. Protium, deuterium and tritium. Now what is the difference here? For protium, the symbol is this. For deuterium, the symbol is like this. And for tritium, the symbol is like this. Now why is there change here? First of all, you see this number is consistent 1 and this number is nothing but the atomic number. See, in a symbol you write the atomic number here and you write the mass number here. So in all three cases you see that the atomic number is same because isotopes have same atomic number. Okay, but the mass number is different. Now why is this mass number different? Is because in the first case the protium has 0 neutrons, the deuterium has 1 neutron and the tritium has 2 neutrons. Okay, the number of neutrons is 2. So you know the formula that what is the mass number? P plus N. So in this case the protons are 1 and neutrons are 0, so mass number becomes 1. In this case P plus N, protons are 1 and neutrons is also 1, so mass number becomes 2. And this is the third case, protons is 1 but neutrons is 2, so mass number is 3. That is why you can see there is 1, 2 and 3 here. ये जो change है यहाँ पे mass number में, ये क्यों है? This is because of the different number of neutrons. Okay, so isotopes का main reason क्या है? Different number of neutrons. What could be another example of isotope? The other example of isotope is, the most common example is carbon. There are 3 varieties of carbon which is found in the nature. 3 isotopes of carbon. Okay, all of them has atomic number 6 but their mass number is 12, 13 and 14 because they have different number of neutrons. Okay, in the first case this carbon has 6 neutrons, the second carbon has 7 neutrons and the third one has 8 neutrons. Okay, these names of these 3 carbon are very simple. This is called as carbon 12, this is called as carbon 13 and carbon 14. The names are given as per their mass only, so it becomes easy to remember their names. Carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is isotopes now. Next topic. In isotopes only there are certain rules, certain note which you must remember, 2 or 3 important points. The first one is tin. Tin is an element, tin, which is denoted by Sn. Tin. It has the largest number of isotopes. Largest number of isotopes, that is, it has 10 isotopes. Tin. So they can ask you this question in objectives. The largest number of isotopes is tin. And second thing is, there are 2 types of isotopes found. First are the stable isotopes and another are unstable isotopes. What are stable isotopes? Stable isotopes are those, see, this is very important. Okay, this point is very important. It is there in your textbook. In the last part of the isotopes topic, there is a note. In that note, this is the second point. So mark that second point, very important. Why? Because stability of an isotope depends upon the difference between the number of protons and neutrons. Okay, see, stable isotope means the neutrons are nearly equal to the number of protons. Like for example, let's say carbon के पास, कार्बन 12 के पास 6 न्यूट्रॉन्स है, 6 प्रोटॉन्स है, ऑलमोस्ट इक्वल है. या 7 न्यूट्रॉन्स है, कार्बन 13 के पास 7 न्यूट्रॉन्स है, 6 प्रोटॉन्स है. दिस इज ऑलमोस्ट नियरली इक्वल. ओके, ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है प्रोटॉन्स और न्यूट्रॉन्स में. या 8 और 6 है तो भी ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है, 2 का ही डिफरेंस है. सो न्यूट्रॉन्स एंड प्रोटॉन्स, नॉट मच ऑफ अ डिफरेंस. ओके, सो अगर ये डिफरेंस कम है, प्रोटॉन्स और न्यूट्रॉन्स के बीच में जो डिफरेंस है अगर वो कम है तो इट इज़ ए स्टेबल आइसोटोप्स. ओके, बट अगर डिफरेंस बहुत ज़्यादा है देन इट इज़ अनस्टेबल आइसोटोप्स. एंड दीज अनस्टेबल आइसोटोप्स exhibit radioactive properties. These unstable isotope will exhibit radioactive properties. Okay, so समझ में आया? Slowly we are entering into the topic radioactivity, but for that the background was necessary. Okay, so now you know that unstable isotopes exhibit the property, radioactive properties. Okay, we can have some examples also here. The first example, let's say, is uranium. Now what about uranium? Uranium, if you see, the mass number is 235 and the atomic number is 92. Okay, mass number is 235, atomic number is 92. So if you want to find the number of neutrons of uranium, that will be A minus Z. That is 235 minus 92. Correct? What is 235 minus 92? 123. Am I right? 23 minus 9. Yes, 123. So that means number of neutrons is 123. So in uranium, if you observe, protons है 92 and neutrons है 123. So कितना ज़्यादा डिफरेंस है? डिफरेंस है ना काफ़ी यहाँ पे. प्रोटॉन्स और न्यूट्रॉन्स में बहुत डिफरेंस है. 30 का डिफरेंस है एटलीस्ट. So इसीलिए this uranium exhibits radioactive properties because the difference between the protons and neutrons is more. Okay, so radioactive properties का मतलब क्या है? See, radioactive property होने का मतलब क्या है कि they will radiate some energy. They will radiate some energy. Okay, radiate some energy and they will decay. Decay मतलब कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट जब खुद की एनर्जी बाहर देगा तो वो खुद कम होते जाएगा. That is called as decay. Okay. I'm sorry, here silly mistake. It's 143. Okay. I saw this as a 5. I made a mistake. Just correct it. It's 143. So the difference is large. Difference between 92 and it's almost difference of 50. So that is why difference is more. So it exhibits radioactive properties. That means it radiates some energy which leads to the decay of that element. Okay. Next is isobars. Now what are isobars? Now isobars उल्टा कर लो isotopes का. Isobars में the atomic number is different but the mass number is same. Okay, different atomic number and same mass number. These are the examples of isobars. Okay, let's take some example for like sodium and magnesium are isobars. Okay, there are two types of magnesium found. You must know that. This is the magnesium which has mass 23. There is one more magnesium which has mass 24. So here if you see sodium and magnesium, these sodium and magnesium, they are isobars. Why? Because the mass number is same here, 23, but the atomic number is different. So this is the example of a isobar. Okay, there can be one more example like nitrogen. Nitrogen has mass number 14, atomic number 7, and carbon 14, isotope of carbon. Carbon 14 has mass number 14 and atomic number 6. So you see the mass number is same but the atomic number is different. Okay, it has same mass number but different atomic number. So this is also an example of isobars. Same mass number, different atomic number. Next is isotones. Isotones. Now what are isotones? Isotones are those which have different atomic number and but same neutrons, same number of neutrons. एटॉमिक नंबर तो डिफरेंट ही है बट न्यूट्रॉन्स सेम है. न्यूट्रॉन्स क्या होते हैं? न्यूट्रॉन्स कैसे फाइंड करते हैं? ए माइनस जेड से. सो ए माइनस जेड की वैल्यू सेम होगी बट एटॉमिक नंबर डिफरेंट होगा. ओके, लाइक नॉर्मल मैग्नीशियम एंड सोडियम. सोडियम इज 2311 एंड नॉर्मल मैग्नीशियम इज 2412. सो दोनों के एटॉमिक नंबर डिफरेंट है, करेक्ट. एंड दोनों के न्यूट्रॉन्स, कैसे न्यूट्रॉन्स मिलेंगे? सोडियम के न्यूट्रॉन्स क्या होंगे? 23 माइनस 11 दैट इज 12. एंड मैग्नीशियम के कितने होंगे? 24 माइनस 12 दैट इज 12. तो देख रहे हो दोनों की जो ए माइनस जेड की वैल्यू है, दोनों की जो ए माइनस जेड की वैल्यू है दैट इज सेम. ए माइनस जेड इट इज सेम, इट इज 12. सो सोडियम के अंदर और मैग्नीशियम के अंदर सेम नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स है एंड दैट इज वाई दे आर कॉल्ड एज आइसोटोन्स. ओके, सो that was all about the basics of atomic structure. You have understood the basics of atomic structure now. Now we can further go into the basics of radioactivity, how it got discovered and how does nuclear change happen. I'll just start with the concept of radioactivity and the main part I'll start in the next video. I'll just give you the background of the topic. What is radioactivity? So see, it started in 1896 when a scientist named Henry Becquerel, he was performing some experiment in a dark room. Okay, he was performing some experiment and then in the end of the day what he did was in a dark room he left some uranium salt on a photographic plate wrapped in a black paper. Means he took some paper, okay, some paper, and he just put some maybe he was performing some experiment with uranium salt, and he after completing his day's job, he placed that salt on the paper, okay, and folded the paper, covered it. Okay, this was a black paper. So once his job was done, he folded that black paper and there was uranium salt inside it, and he kept it in a dark room on a photographic plate. Okay, photographic plate are special plates which is used to find images, radiations, used to understand the behavior of radiations. They are special plates. They look like the negatives which you used to have in photographs. They look like that, photographic plates. Now what happened is that उसने सिर्फ एक पेपर में यूरेनियम सॉल्ट ब्लैक पेपर में बंद करके उस फोटोग्राफिक प्लेट पे रख के रूम को लॉक कर दिया. ठीक है. Then after some days when he went back to that salt, he was surprised. He had seen that वो जो प्लेट थी, समझो अगर ये प्लेट थी, ठीक है, और इस प्लेट पे वो पेपर था और उसके अंदर यूरेनियम सॉल्ट था. ओके, और ब्लैक पेपर से वो पूरा बंद था, यूरेनियम सॉल्ट दिख नहीं रहा था. बट ही वॉज सरप्राइज्ड टू सी दैट ये जो फोटोग्राफिक प्लेट है, इस फोटोग्राफिक प्लेट का कलर में चेंजेस आए हैं. देयर वर सम चेंजेस इन दिस फोटोग्राफिक प्लेट. ओके, सो ही वॉज सरप्राइज दैट ये चेंजेस आए कैसे, जबकि मैंने ब्लैक पेपर में बंद करके ये सॉल्ट रखा है, ये सॉल्ट का कोई कॉन्टैक्ट भी नहीं है फोटोग्राफिक प्लेट के साथ, तो फिर ऐसा कैसे हुआ. सो ही स्टार्टेड स्टडिंग दिस यूरेनियम सॉल्ट. He started studying the behavior of this uranium salt with respect to these photographic plates. Okay, and he also took some other salts and he started studying. In his observations, he concluded that the uranium particles which were there, these uranium particles emit some kind of radiation. They emit some kind of radiations, these uranium salts. Okay, and these radiations affected this photographic plate. This photographic plate was affected by these radiations. Okay, then he tried with, जैसे black paper से radiations बाहर आ गए, वैसे ही radiation could pass glass also, या wood को भी वो पास कर सकता है रेडिएशन. ओके, सो ये जो रेडिएशंस थे विच ही डिस्कवर्ड वर कॉल्ड एज बेकेरेल रेज. इन रेडिएशंस को क्या नाम दे दिया, बेकेरेल रेज. ओके, एंड दिस बेकेरेल रेज फर्दर देयर इज वन एक्सपेरिमेंट विच वी विल डू नेक्स्ट टाइम, और उसने बताया कि दिस बेकेरेल रेज, दिस रेडिएशन आर ऑफ 3 टाइप्स: positive, negative and neutral radiations. Okay, the positive radiations were called as alpha, the negative radiations were called as beta. Okay, and the neutral radiations were called as gamma, denoted by a Y like this. Okay, and any substance which emit radiations, which type of radiations, alpha, beta and gamma, they are called as radioactive substances. समझ रहा है, ये जो सब्सटेंस है यहाँ पे, जिन सब्सटेंस में से ये रेडिएशंस एमिट होते हैं, इन 3 टाइप के रेडिएशंस, दे आर कॉल्ड एज रेडियोएक्टिव सब्सटेंसेस. ओके, सो ऐसे बहुत सारे सब्सटेंसेस हैं जिनमें से ये रेडिएशंस एमिट होते हैं, स्पॉन्टेनियस एमिशन ऑफ रेडिएशन, लाइक रेडियम और वी कैन से थोरियम, actinium and uranium we had already seen. Okay, this was uranium only. Okay, and see, as I told you that unstable isotopes exhibit radioactive properties. Correct, unstable isotopes. So ये ऑब्जर्व किया, देखा हुआ है कि एटॉमिक नंबर 82 के आगे वाले जो एलिमेंट्स है, ओके, जैसे कि 83, 84, 85, 90, 100, 102, वो वाले जो एलिमेंट्स है, ठीक है, 82 के बाद वाले एलिमेंट्स, उन एलिमेंट्स में क्या होता है, द डिफरेंस बिटवीन न्यूट्रॉन्स एंड प्रोटॉन्स इंक्रीजेस. जो एटॉमिक नंबर 82 के हायर एलिमेंट्स है, ठीक है, 82 इज लेड के बाद पीरियोडिक टेबल में जो एलिमेंट्स आते हैं, द डिफरेंस बिटवीन देयर न्यूट्रॉन्स एंड प्रोटॉन्स इज वेरी हाई. और हमने देखा है कि अगर डिफरेंस बिटवीन न्यूट्रॉन्स एंड प्रोटॉन्स आर वेरी हाई, सो दे आर अनस्टेबल आइसोटोप्स. ओके, सो 82 के बाद जितने भी आइसोटोप्स है, एटॉमिक नंबर 82 के बाद के एलिमेंट्स के जितने भी आइसोटोप्स है, all those isotopes emit these kind of radiations and they are radioactive isotopes. Okay, are you getting? These were some basic things about radioactivity. Okay, and radiation, understand, this radiation which is getting emitted does not change if you change the substance. अगर आपने समझो किसी सब्सटेंस का को हाई टेम्परेचर पे हीट किया या उस पर प्रेशर अप्लाई किया, ठीक है, हाई टेम्परेचर पे हीट किया या प्रेशर अप्लाई किया, तो उससे जो रेडिएशंस निकलने वाले हैं वो रेडिएशंस चेंज नहीं होते. ओके, द स्पीड में चेंज बट द टाइप ऑफ रेडिएशन इट एमिट्स विल नॉट चेंज. ओके, सो केमिकल चेंज, ये सब केमिकल चेंज होते हैं, इसका कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता रेडियो एक्टिविटी पे. ओके, सो रेडियो एक्टिविटी जो है इट इज़ नॉट अफेक्टेड बाय इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. ठीक है, जो ऑर्बिटल इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है ना, ऑर्बिटल इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, उससे कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है रेडियो एक्टिविटी को. ओके, हार्डली कोई फ़र्क पड़ता है. रेडियो एक्टिविटी किस पे डिपेंड करती है? न्यूक्लियस पे, न्यूक्लियस के अंदर क्या हो रहा है. ओके, सो रेडियो एक्टिविटी डिपेंड्स ऑन दैट. नाउ आई कैन सिंपली डिफाइन radioactivity as that radioactivity is a nuclear phenomena in which there is a spontaneous emission of alpha, beta and gamma radiations. Okay, and because of these radiations the atom will decay. decay मतलब वो कम होगा, क्योंकि रेडिएशन निकल रहा है उसमें से, उसकी एनर्जी कम होती जा रही है, तो इट विल डीके. ओके, सो रेडियो एक्टिव क्या है? रेडियो एक्टिविटी इज ए न्यूक्लियर फिनोमेना, ठीक है, in which alpha, beta and gamma radiations are emitted, because of which there is decay. Okay, this is the definition of radioactivity, keywords. Now in the next video we'll understand what this alpha, beta, gamma are, how do we identify them, how do we came to know that they have positive, negative and neutral charge, all this using the experiment. Okay, that's it for today. We have completed 4 to 5 pages, first 4 to 5 pages of the chapter, so you must read those pages now. In fact, along with the explanation also you should have read. Now also you read the explanation and mark important points. That's it for today. Thank you.